We are live, I think. Now we should be for sure. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of World of Horror. Just stretching a little bit. Today, I have something special planned. We installed a mod pack called... Let me look at the description. Oh, my brain's blinking. Haspen's Pocket Mysteries. It apparently contains 16 mysteries, of which 8 can show up in a run, of which you can pick 5 of them, I think. So yeah, that's what we're going to be exploring today. So without further ado, I'll see you guys in the game. Let's see. Oh, this is a nice color scheme. I like this sort of bright blue, dark blue. Only wish stream would automatically update itself. Okay, interesting. Does it not go to... Does it not go live if you're in the waiting thing? City of Shiokawa, Japan, 1980X. Something strange is happening in our town. Robed figures can be seen gathering in the woods at night. People are going missing. Disgusting creatures are terrorizing the seaside. The rapid technological progress of the modern era brings comfort, but also new unknown threats. Old gods, malicious eldritch beings who ruled the earth eons ago, are awakening as reality starts to crumble. Armed with clues, spells, and your dwindling sanity, you'll investigate mysteries across the city and in realms beyond. The old train slows down and stops at its last station. The end of the world's at hand, and you finally arrived in the doomed town. You have to restart the page? That's sucky. I think I'll do a random character. I don't want to do a random backstory in case I get like turbo fucked with it. I guess I'll do Hunted by the Cult. Just in case like one of these mysteries requires you have an ally and then glitches out somehow. This is the reason why I'm not doing the Seventh Curse. Alright. Let's see, for the old god, guess I'll pick Athulashith as well. Okay, we got Bookman with the Hunted by the Cult backstory that's pretty thematically appropriate. Should be an easy run, maybe. Well, maybe not. It depends on the difficulty of the places, the mysteries. It should be good. Got library notes, which is nice. Got ancestral strength. I think I will cast that. It's an extra 5% doom because Athulashith. But that's fine. Plus 1 damage, good. I like the damage. I'll take Bathola, regain a little bit of experience points. And as you can see, there's an absolute shitload of these little black picture things. Okay, I guess I'll just read the titles. I'm trying to think of which one sounds the most doable as the first mystery. There's the Rabid Rhyme of a Rapacious Raven. The Bathhouse one. Bitter Breviary of a Beautiful Bloom. Morbid Mystery of a Marital Madness. Wonderful Works of a Wannabe Writer. Languishing Log of a Leeching Loom. Your Yearnings of a Yellow Ewe. And Horrendous Hunger of a Hateful Hobo. Probably don't want to do that one first. That sounds like it has a boss fight. Why not the rhyme, I guess? Alright, please don't be a mystery that I can't visit all the things in. Okay, Rabid Rhyme of a Rapacious Raven by Haspin. Credits elf collaborator. Little raven, hungry raven, living in a deep dark hole. My friend was very craven, so the raven ate him whole. This dreadful rhyme is making its rounds around Shiokawa primary schools as of late. More and more children memorizing the lines and singing them at random times. And when the song is sung, a child is fated to disappear. They disappear overnight, right from their homes and from their parents' hands, never to be seen again. Hello, Black Mud of Doom. The police is hopeless and the parents in town are borderline hysterical. Is there a way to stop this madness? It's even got the custom art. That's cool as fuck. A nearby primary school had several of its pupils disappear in the past few days. Maybe one of the teachers can tell you about this morbid case. Well, before we do that, obviously we're getting a weapon. Give me that cashola. Brain damage, that's pretty fucking horrible. Not gonna lie. I'll go to the hardware shop. I think I'll restock it once, because we should have Doom to spare. Okay, I'll get the Carpenter Hammer. That does synergize with the Ancestral Strength, at least. Get the police station, get him going downtown. During your investigation, you decide to take a break on a nearby park bench. Strangely, you hear a voice coming from below the road. Cautiously move towards the source of the sound and find a strange clown. Behind the drainage grates, he offers to sell you some pills. I think it's probably worth getting pills instead of getting Jarmand. Or more accurately, and getting Jarmand. I've heard that Mrs. O's twins disappeared last night. Poor woman, says one of the teachers. After some persuasion, he gives you Mrs. O's address. She lives in a two-story house down the street. Numerous ravens are perched on rooftops and power lines nearby. The birds are watching you approach this woman's house with curiosity and total silence. Guess I'll say there's no way except forward. Their little eyes follow you as you cross the gate and walk up to the door. When you knock on it, the ravens start cawing in mass and take into the air. By the time a young woman opens the door, the entire flock has disappeared from the rooftops. I'm doing good, Black Mud of Doom. My little girls. I was watching them in bed and they slept and turned around to put away their toys. And the next moment I knew, they were gone. The door and window were closed, but they disappeared anyway. Maybe this little hungry raven is some evil spirit? Or demon. Hopefully you can find some leads in the local library. Possible angles, seemingly moving lines, make your head spin. How is this possible? From an old folklore book, you learn about a flesh-eating raven which tormented a certain village. As it turns out, that village is not very far from Shiokawa. When you arrive at the village, you immediately notice it's strangely quiet in here. Yeah, I'm enjoying this mystery a lot. You just got a cold? That sucks. As you walk through the breeze, Props waiver, come on. The villagers haven't heard anything about the disappeared children, or any demonic birds for that matter. They do tell you there's an old lady who's terrified of ravens. She lives in the lone cottage in the middle of the rice paddies. That fateful night, you've managed to steal the Necronomicon. Think I'll take the Tome of Spells, -2 stamina. You approach the door to the cottage and politely knock on it. An old woman opens the door and lets you in. When you tell her about the disappearing children in the Raven rhyme, she gets wide-eyed and gasps in terror. Hey, there's a murder of crows. The old woman grasps at her head, hiding her face in her hands. Oh no, that accursed bird is back! Please, for your own sake, don't even think about going after it. Just turn around and leave. Forget about these children, I beg you. The old woman becomes hysterical and starts yelling at you. You decide to leave her before she gets even more violent. Walking down the road from the old woman's house, you suddenly hear some children crying in the distance. It's coming from the direction of the forest. You roam the forest for several minutes until you find the source of crying. Two girls about 8 years old each. Seeing you, they quickly run towards you. But when you turn around, your way back is blocked by trees. You could swear you weren't not there before. The village cannot be that far away, right? You try to backtrack your way out of the forest, but it seems you're going in circles. You always end up in the same spots where you first found the girls. Then you hear the rustle of wings above you. The raven perches on the branch of a dead tree and stares down at you silently, its eyes empty and pale. Every fiber of your being is telling you one thing. Grab the children and run the hell away. So be craven or be defiant. Craven is like cowardly. Defiant is obviously not. I'll be defiant. Strength check failure. You step in front of the children and look the raven in the eye. It feels as if staring into its eyes is sapping your strength, and you start dry heaving and sweating. The eldritch bird suddenly croaks, flapping its wings angrily, while you collapse to the ground exhausted. You raise from your knees and look at the raven, whose shape is slowly distorting into nothing. It croaks one last time and takes off into the air, dissolving into a cloud of black smoke a few seconds later. You stare at the sky for a while longer, but the raven does not reappear. As the twins start to sob and cry, you reassure them that everything will be okay and start leading them out of the forest. Half an hour later, you reach the village and take them to the local inn. The inn owner quickly calls the police when you tell him what has happened and explains who the children are. After the police arrives, you are questioned about the missing children. They listen attentively to your story. When you mention the encounter with the ghostly raven, they look at each other briefly. Alright, I think that'll be all. Thank you for answering our questions. Have a nice day. The police let you go without further ado. As you walk back to Shiokawa, you cautiously eye every raven you happen to pass by. The twins are safely returned to Mrs. OOO, and she personally thanks you for finding them. However, all the other children that disappeared during the Raven Rhyme Panic, as the media dubbed it, are still missing to this day. You can only hope that by banishing the demonic bird, no other child will suffer the same morbid fate. Well, it looks like we got the best ending. It's ending A. Unless they don't follow the ABC, ending scheme. Got price hike, which is no big deal. Take a Bathola. Guess I'll regain a little extra reason. We've got the shinies in our eyeballs. I am curious what would have happened if we did succeed on that event. Let's see. So I think I'll go from right to left. The horrible ending has got to be be craven, you run away, and then the children never are returned. And you feel bad. Loose and no clue. I actually want to try some mysteries today, but I kind of got lost in doing tokens. Oh, doing tokens. Could you elaborate more? I think I'll do the beautiful bloom. Credits Rice, elf collaborator. I'm already liking this mystery too. This is a nice image. Achoo. You glance at the salaryman passing by you as he adjusts his face mask. That's yet another person suffering from the seasonal allergies you've seen today. It wouldn't bother you if not for the fact that people with allergies have started abruptly and randomly disappearing from the city. Each day you find a new missing persons poster, or hear a radio report about this guy or that girl disappearing. And the only thing that connects the missing persons is their allergy to pollen. Who or what is behind these strange disappearances? Oh, I'm so fucking pogged already. That's such a good World of Horror concept. Returning home from within the groceries, you wonder if maybe some of your neighbors know any of the missing people. It wouldn't hurt to ask them. Some mates from another campaign agreed to try out a Ruby game with me, so now I'm searching anime pictures and make them in tokens and got lost on Pinterest. Nothing special, mystery. And yeah, the mystery sound fire so far. Okay. So you're not drawing the tokens, you're like finding them. I think that's what most people do. I was curious. I draw like all my tokens, so I was curious if you're doing that. Definitely I'll take the hot bath and get the 1% doom because we have 2 strength. You have a lead. A member of the local high school track and field team has recently disappeared. She was suffering from allergies and disappeared during a jog at the outskirts of the city. Maybe your friends know something else about her disappearance? Well, not everyone has to be good at everything, you know? Oh, you're facing the young witch. That's not good. We do an absolute shitload of damage because of the ancestral ritual. However, we cannot kill her in 1 turn. Sounds like so much fun, and keep practicing. I could try dodging. I guess I'll tank the 4 all damage. It's really sucky. But not much I can do. Plus the box cutter is a fantastic weapon, made even more fantastic by our perception not being all that bad. Oh, you know what? I need to prepare as well. I completely forgot about that. Give me that book strap. I can't believe. I told myself I was going to do it, and I just didn't. You learn about another person who's gone missing. A student teacher who moved recently to Shiokawa disappeared after taking the night bus outside the city. He lived in a small house by the sea with his aunt, a retired naturalist, and she apparently disappeared as well the very next day. Walking down the seaside, you realize that a large cloud of pollen is moving towards you. Wide-eyed, you gawk at the cloud for several minutes until you realize people around you are looking at you funny. Embarrassed, you move on. You return to your apartment only to learn that one of your neighbors has gone missing. You should ask some questions around before you go looking for him around town. Okay, I guess I'll back out. Thank you for the reminder, El Yanley. Mr. OOO, the missing neighbor, was also suffering from allergies as of late. He was an avid mushroom picker and had a hobby of collecting postal stamps, his family says. Another neighbor mentions that lately they've heard him murmur something about the main bus station. I'm gonna rest a few times, because we should have about infinite doom to spare because of the Necronomicon. I have a feeling this might be the second last thing. Hey Torb, are you still planning on making your own mystery? I am, and this is definitely good research for that. I just have been sidetracked lately doing a lot of stuff. You stop just outside the bus station. Something is off about this woman. You can see that she isn't drunk, but her movements are very strange and irrational. She is staring off into the distance with a weird smile on her face and is almost stumbling over her own feet. I guess I'll observer because my perception's better than my charisma. Dex check failure. You observe the woman and even follow her for a while. Suddenly, a jogger crashes into you and you two tumble down. Oh, come on, that should be perception. Damn it. Asking around the bus station, you learn that Mr. OOO was seen boarding the bus line that goes through the nearby forest. Then it dawns on you. Everyone whom you've investigated so far has connections with nature in the local forest. Parasitic organism burrows on the bark, -3 reason. You roam the forest for quite a while. The dreadful silence of it unnerves you. There's no birds singing, no insects buzzing. The air is full of pollen, and what's worse, you've started picking up a faint sense of blood. Dozens of human bodies litter the flower glade. The sight of pretty flowers growing amongst the corpses is rather out of place. The sweet scent of flower nectar mixing with the sweet scent of rotting flesh. Then you hear it, buzzing coming from inside the corpses. You see their abdomens inflate, bulge, and finally pop, spraying the surroundings with gore. Large dragonflies slowly crawl out of the holes, their wings and thoraxes covered in blood. One by one, they take into the air, buzzing aloud, swirling like a cloud in the air. That's when you realize that there's been several of them behind you. You're surrounded by the giant dragonflies, a multitude of eyes all staring at you with curiosity. Just when you think it's over, that the dragonflies will make you their first dinner, or even worse, their next host, they fly up and towards the sunset. A minute or so later, the buzzing is too far for you to hear it. You're alone, surrounded by pretty flowers and broken bodies. The pollen must have carried the dragonfly eggs to receptive human hosts, you tell yourself. This is a ridiculous idea, and yet you cannot come up with something more plausible. Even after the disappearances abruptly stop, you cannot shake off the feeling that this is not the last time you've seen those dragonflies around. Bitter breviary of a beautiful bloom ending A. Got school curfew? No big deal. I'm getting mindful. There's so much text. I think we do not need Thoth Flash. That's lower doom by 3, cost 15 XP. I mean, Sheep Surge is okay. Might be good for the Lighthouse, because it could guarantee a success in the Lighthouse. Yeah, I guess I'll get it. And I think I'll get some knowledge, just so that we don't get randomly killed by a concussion. Alright, that's Mystery 2 of 5. Wonderful Works of a Wannabe Writer by Hasbin and elf collaborator Soldier First. Fukuyo-san was already known by Shio Collins as a third-rate writer of low-quality detective mysteries. Thus, it was a surprise when he was suddenly hailed as a literary genius. His newest series of novels is praised by critics and readers alike, and the books have earned him massive profits. In Shiokawa, however, recent events have turned a dark page. 4 inexplicable murders have taken place in the recent weeks. The occupations of the 4 victims and the locations of the murders all mirror the endings of Fukuyo-san's newest stories. However, the police have found no evidence to support a connection between the murders and the writer himself. Who is the murderer, and what are their motives? The gruesome murders are so similar to the books that it seems implausible that he isn't involved in some way. Perhaps his old neighbors know something about this. Now that Fukuyo-san has become rich and moved out, you're certain the folks from his old apartment block will be willing to gossip about the man. They say a ghost of a heartbroken boy appears on the street at night. Is it just an urban legend? Boom, -2 stamina. RIP. Several of Fukuyo-san's old neighbors mentioned that he became famous after he returned from his latest forest trip a few months ago. You decide to pay him a visit and interview him. Even if he isn't involved in the murders, you might learn something you didn't tell the police. His new house is a splendid villa by the seaside on the other side of town. The writer, Fukuyo-san, eagerly welcomes whom he perceives to be a great fan of his. It's true, he did. He regales you with a tale about how his writer's block was overcome by a sudden bout of inspiration while hiking in the woods. You, on the other hand, can't take your eyes off this beautiful blue quill on his desk. Okay, this was something I was suspecting. I don't think this blue is part of this color pack. One thing I noticed in some events is that there'd be pixels whose black was not the same black as the background black. Because this is like a bluish, desaturated, very dark color. Unironically, I think other colors will show up if you put them in PNGs for World of Horror. I haven't experimented to see if there's like a filter applied or if it just shows up straight up. I think it's just gotta show up straight up. Charisma check failure. Either your tone of voice or the question itself sets Fukuyo-san off. A minute later, the man chases you out of his mansion with a metal stick. You manage to flee, but not before getting a few bruises. It's obvious that Fukuyo-san is very possessive of the blue quill. But you don't recall any blue birds living around Shiokawa. You wonder where he got it from. Perhaps you could find some information in the local library. That is very funny. I mean, it's this game's set in the 80s. I'm just thinking like nowadays it'd be like, perhaps you got it on Amazon.com. The local bird glossary has no bluebirds in it, but a footnote mentions a legend of a magical wish-granting blue-feathered phoenix. The school's cult club ought to have a book on the magical creatures. You hope that the club's president will be willing to help you. Enter the kitchen. Always just look for the first aid kit. There's no penalty for failing. You don't learn much from the book about magical creatures, but to your surprise you learn that it was written by the local shop owner. This might lead you on a wild goose chase, but could she have more information about the mysterious blue phoenix? Totally also will you say for ritual sacrifice later. Got Stock Chan. You can get 2 attacks with the box cutter that are guaranteed. That'd be 14 damage. We might be able to get 2 strong attacks. Thank you for the reminder, Elianli. Yeah, 280% chances. I'm game. Oh! Damn it. Got a branch. Our box cutter did not break. A wish-granting blue phoenix? She laughs from behind the mask. Fukuyo-san bought a book of black magic from me. That is the source of his quill's power. When the woman mentions spells and rituals utilizing human souls, a shiver runs down your spine. You rush towards Fukuyo-san's home. He must be stopped. I'm gonna rest a couple times again. Maybe I should do it once more. Yeah, definitely. Coming up to the coastline, you see a man beside a lighthouse. It seems like he's shouting towards the sea. I have a pickle jar that was filled to the brim with tea, and it's now mostly empty, and a fifth of a water bottle. So I've got some stuff to drink. You get closer, and it sounds as if the man is chanting some strange language to call attention to an old god, perhaps from deep below the sea. Suddenly, thunder strikes as he raises his voice. An air of dread washes over the coastline, and you're unable to shake it. Time is running out. When you buzz the intercom, there's no response. You try the main gate, and to your surprise, it is unlocked. You cautiously step inside the village. An eerie silence filling the empty halls. Whereas Fukuyo-san, oh, there's gonna be a boss fight. I can tell. This is gonna be it right now. Or not, I guess. Guess I'll inspect the fish. Knowledge check success, plus 10 XP, plus 1 reason. You notice tubes entering the fish's gills. The fish is powering the device somehow. You capture it with a box and turn it into the police. When you buzz the intercom, there's no response. You try the main gate, and to your surprise, it is unlocked. You cautiously step inside the villa, an eerie silence filling the empty halls. Where's Fukuyo-san? Now is the boss fight? No, there's not a boss fight? I'm in touch. Studied symbols. Plus 10 XP. Oh no. No boss fights yet. Interesting. When you confront Fukuyo-san in the study, he becomes delusional. No, I can't stop now. I have to write more novels, and my greatest work is still unfinished too. I understand why you're doing this, but no, I cannot stop. Not yet. You've had enough of this. When Fukuyo-san isn't looking, grab the blue quill and break it in half and throw it into the fireplace. The writer suddenly lets out a horrible shriek as his spine audibly snaps and his body falls backwards. Before it even touches the floor, bright flames engulf it. In the fireplace, the beautiful blue quill shrivels and turns into ash. You watch as the body of the wicked writer slowly does the same, his pain screams quickly ceasing. The smell of thick smoke is what snaps you out of the mindless staring. Covering your mouth and nose as to not inhale the fumes, you quickly flee the villa as the flames begin to spread. Now, a boss fight is not hard to do, I would say. I guess it makes sense. It would be a little bit of a pain in the ass if, all these mysteries had boss fights. I can appreciate them, having a different pacing. From the back of a crowd of onlookers, you silently watch the firefighters trying to contain the fire. Remembering the shop lady's words and what happened to Fukuyo-san, you suddenly realize whose soul he had used to cast a spell on the quill, his own. With his death and the blue quill destroyed, one thing's for sure, no one else will have to die to boost Fukuyo-san's fame. That's a cool one. Boss fight should be about as complicated as any of the events, I would say. Because it's just it's the same sort of Ito file. You just set HP, power, damage, what type of damage, then a few flavor text lines for the attacks. Guess I'll do the yellow U. Actually, that sounds like yet another forest one. I'll do the well, a log is also forest theme. I'll do the U. Why not? Your yearnings of a yellow U. Recently, a strange new affliction befell the citizens of Shiokawa. People visiting the downtown park develop rashes on their bodies, have trouble breathing, and some even begin suffering from cardiac arrhythmia. The doctors who treated the patients, recognizing the symptoms, believe the poisonings are caused by taxine toxins, which are released by yew trees. The only yew tree in the downtown park is an old yellowed specimen growing in a remote corner of the park. How could one old tree affect so many citizens? I mean, that seems plausible for a normal tree to do. I could just imagine, there's this type of tree called the devil tree or something, which is straight up kills people. I feel if one of those was planted in a park, it would get a fuck ton of people. This whole playthrough, everyone is having breathing problems. It's true. If it is truly a mass poisoning caused by the toxin of a yew tree, the doctors at the hospital should have all the information you need. Plus 4% Doom. The doctors confirm that the toxins found in the bodies of the victims are taxine alkaloids. They're baffled about the scale of the poisoning, though. Maybe some of the patients admitted to the hospital can tell you something more. Boom, -2 reason. I heard it. A voice calling from the tree, a young man tells you with a raspy voice. It was screaming that it will kill them all. You gotta believe me. The tree talked to me. I'm not mad. It's time to check the area around the park for clues. Could the old tree be hiding some strange secrets? No need to cast any spells. From people living near the park, you hear a story. Over 100 years ago, local authorities executed a criminal at the spot where the old yew stands today. It was the last beheading ever performed in Shiokawa. I wonder if the city archives have something about this. I guess I'll confront the man. -3 reason. Not only the archives confirm the story, you'll learn from them that all the people involved in the criminal's death suffered terrible accidents and died young, including the executioner. You're surprised to learn that the executioner's grandson still lives near the city docks. That's interesting. It's kind of reminding me of there's this D&D module, like a famous one, with the Golgaiath tree. I'm Lorax, I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees, for the trees have no tongues. This tree seems to have a tongue. I think it's called like Citadel something. Sunken Citadel? It's a similar concept. When you arrive at the old man's house, he listens to you carefully. I've heard about the recent accidents, my child, he says with a calm tone of voice. This will take a while to explain, so come in. Let's talk this over some tea. The old man explains to you that the tree turned yellow when the criminal's spirit inhabited it. I've looked for years to find a way to banish the criminal spirit and lift the curse, but now I'm too old to do it myself. He puts some papers in front of you, filled with instructions and creepy schematics. The question is, can you do it? Reluctantly agree. The old man explains to you the morbid ritual. You need to cut your palms and feet a bit, and then perform a dance around the tree 3 times. This will appease the ghost and force it out of the tree. You start to regret agreeing to this. -2 reason plus 7 XP. I like this. Just a guaranteed XP reason loss thing. That is very cool thematically. So you're gaining the forbidden knowledge, but losing reason. Yeah, it's a neat module. Let's see. I guess I'll get quick thinking and upgrade my strength so I don't die of frostbite. And also, I don't know if the broken box cutter is going to be as good as the hammer. As you make your way towards the downtown park, you wonder perhaps if the spirit can be banished in another way, or is the ritualistic dance the only solution? Entering the park, you walk towards the tree where the old gnarled yew stands alone. Taking off your shoes, you wonder if there's any other way to banish criminal spirits without having to cut yourself up for it. I'll do the bloodletting. Dex check success. You cut your palms and the underside of your feet and start dancing around the tree. Your cut feet sting like hell, but after a while, you stop, hearing a scream coming out of the tree, and you see a face in the bark rapidly disintegrating. Exhausted, you collapse to your knees as the old yew's branches start to twist and break off. The ritual worked. As the tree starts to rot and wither in front of you, dark vapor starts to rise from the exposed timber. You watch as the vapor forms a swirl that climbs towards the sky and slowly dissipates into nothing. Shakily, you return to the executioner's elderly grandson to inform you of your success. You gasp in shock when you see an ambulance parked in front of his house, the vehicle's lights flickering rapidly. After you watch the paramedics carry the body of the old man into the ambulance, you introduce yourself to one of them as the old man's relative. Sorry for your loss. We believe it was cardiac arrest. One of his neighbors found him outside, but it was already too late when we arrived. Returning home, you shiver as troubling thoughts enter your mind. Did the old man pass away after you banished the criminal's ghost? Or maybe he was the wrathful spirit's final victim? You can be sure of one thing, though. With the criminal's spirit banished, no more people will fall victim to this curse. Your city is safe once again. Many of the patients suffering from the taxine poisoning are able to recover fully in the coming days. In the meanwhile, you learn that the local authorities have decided to cut the withered yew tree down. Just in case, they claim. Your yearnings of a yellow yew, ending A. Arcane Storm, also a pretty good one to get. Get a little extra reason from the Bathola. Now we're on our last one. The Horrendous Hunger of a Hateful Hobo. Another body was found in the old metro tunnel. Another half-eaten body, chewed straight through. The tunnel in question was abandoned after the latest seawater flooding. The company maintaining the metro network relocated the line above ground a few years ago. Since then, it has been an infrequent home to a few homeless people, including one man, now in the center of the story. The police suspects that this homeless man has lost his mind, becoming a cannibal, and has started killing and eating random passerbys. But there's no proof supporting this theory as of yet. Could one homeless man truly be a cannibalistic criminal mastermind? Or is the real story behind the secret murders much more sinister? The police have found another partially eaten body nearby the abandoned metro tunnel. A crowd of onlookers has already gathered at the crime scene. You cannot make your way in front of the crowd and have to satisfy yourself with the glimpses of policemen. Quite a few people around you are exchanging information about the gruesome murder, though. Perhaps someone knows something interesting? Perception check failure. Damn it. Did you hear the story? About something at the hospital making lunch out of the nurses? No way, that's freaky. But get this, I heard that some kid's tongue got super long and prehensile and everything. Oh my heavens, we should totally write a novel about this, right? It's the same story as before. Someone was passing by the tunnel and found a corpse near the entrance, riddled with bite marks all over it. You wonder if someone perhaps knows more about the homeless man himself. He's got to at least have a name or something, right? Boom. Ordinary event. Ordinary enemy. Do 14 damage. I think we should just go for the same double attack. It's 97% chances, so we should kill him in one turn. Easy peasy. Don't break. Bah! Broke. Okay, so 365.60 versus 475.50. I think the hammer's gotta be better. Not sure though. You learn that the man's been living in the tunnel pretty much since its closure, and has sometimes been seen bothering teenagers whilst drunk, but nobody knows his name. Another story you hear is that high schoolers believe a giant worm living in the school sewage system pipes is behind the murders. The students at the school are sure to be a fountain of rumors and stories, including the one about the pipe worm. It might take time to find the source, though. Just gotta find the right person. Is that gonna be luck or perception or charisma? Charisma. The more you ask, the more you start feeling that something is wrong. When you realize that a pair of senior students has been trailing you since you arrived at the school, you quickly leave the area. An old metro tunnel in the local school. Could they truly be connected? And does something truly monstrous travel from here to there through the sewer pipes? But that doesn't explain why the homeless man is present around the crime scene every time. Oh, he's gonna be the Pied Piper of the worm. That's my prediction. Ooh, mine's 2% due. Bingo! From the janitor, you hear that the school is connected to the same sewer network that runs adjacent to the old metro tunnel, and the sewers are connected with the sea. Oh no, it's Burning Man. Definitely I'm just gonna loot him real quick. Is he doing any ramblings? No. Okay, I'm not gonna go super crazy with it. So it's got 26 HP. We could try a Clap Bow Ritual. Apparently it's weak against blunts. That's so weird. To be honest, I think I'd rather tank the Doom, because the next event might be a boss fight. Guided by the words of an old man living nearby, you easily and quickly reach the entrance to the sewers located far from Shiokawa's beaches. The gate is easily opened, but then you realize how dark it is inside. You wonder if it's a good idea after all. With how dark it is inside, one bad step can send you plummeting into the sewage below, or something even worse. You trip through the dark sewer is filled with frequent tripping and falling, leaving you bruised and hurting all over. Okay, got a minor injury, can't run from combat encounters. You push the manhole covering and climb out of the sewers. You've emerged just across the street from the entrance to the old metro tunnel. Wait, you could hear something is watching you from within the tunnel. Could it be the homeless man? Yeah, I do like it being another flashlight event. You squint, trying to adjust your eyesight to the dimly lit metro tunnel as you step inside of it. You stop in your tracks when you spot the homeless man with a large worm attached to his head. Is it trying to suck his brains out? Get it off of him. Strength check success. You grab onto the disgusting worm and start pulling. The screams of the man and the screeching of the worm work in tandem to drive you crazy, but they are cut short when you manage to pry the strange creature off the man's head and toss it to the ground. You turn around when you hear a sudden scream. The homeless man is staring wide-eyed at the eldritch being you've just destroyed, and then screaming runs deeper into the tunnel. Your shouting that you won't hurt him has no effect, and that is the last you see of him. Exasperated, tired, and quite smelly, you turn around and leave the tunnel. It's about time you've had a shower. When you return home, an exasperated neighbor tells you the police have cordoned off the old metro tunnel. You shudder when you hear there was no mention of the corpse of the mind-controlling worm. Did the police choose to not reveal its existence, or horrendous hunger of a hateful hobo, ending A? I wonder if there would have been a boss fight with the hobo if I failed to check. Probably not. Okay, I guess I'll get the Cure of Kutsuritsu. Is that even better than resting? No, because if we rest, we'd get 3 for 6 at the lighthouse. We already have enough where we can't die to reason loss or stamina loss. I guess I'll get the leadership and some more strength. Fuck it, why not? Take my final Bathola, get a little extra reason, because why not? And boom. So we're facing Takashi, Knowledge, Dex, Charisma, Strength, second enemy. So we'd be down 9 stamina and 3 reason. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I mean, we might as well. Oh no, there's no reason to grab anything. And I'll trade in the broken box cutter for a broken bottle, because that throws better. I think I'll trade in the painkiller for a branch as well. We can save that for recreational use later. Guess if you have problems resting in the run, at least the last time I played, fetid fumes and other effects that make resting ineffective stacked, so one could get 0 benefits from resting. That is true. I don't think that affects the lighthouse resting, though. The spell might be more effective than resting at home normally. In fact, it definitely is. I was just more thinking the lighthouse resting. The spell's definitely good because if you have it in your back pocket, then you can never like die unexpectedly or die in a zone that you can't rest. Not saying it's bad, just in this specific scenario, it's useless for us. Alright, Takashi-san. Get dumpstered and dumpstered. I don't need to fight you carefully. We're at 30% doom. Alright, we have an 80% chance to hit. Bye-bye, Takashi. Grab the rods, we shock ourselves. Yeah, for Lighthouse, it's not that useful low. So if you need some last minute resting maybe. Yeah, or if your max stats are low. Nah, fuck Takashi. He deserves to get his ass roasted every time. He's definitely caused more than a few runs to lose. The dark clouds swirl around the lighthouse. Did you arrive too late? Kick that telescope out of there. As the unnatural fog slowly lifts, you're relieved and collapse on the floor. The next day, everything feels like a bad dream. You managed to stop the ritual awakening of the Eldritch Old God, but what's done is done. It will stir in its slumber again and again until the stars are right again. Congratulations, you're safe for now. You know, Takashi's pictures always reminded me of Jarman. Well, they are dudes in suits. Very good. I think I'll just continue this trajectory. I'll do the brown this time. Alright, I'm not going to do the intro, though. I'm doing plenty of reading. It's going to be a random character again. Both have very square jaws, so my headcanon is there's the same person. Maybe Jarman's just Takashi from the future. Let's see. I'll just do the same. Hunted by the Colt. Should be good. And I'll do... I don't know. Guess Herald? Even though I'm not excited about the prospects. It is my pleasure to invite everyone to the most magnificent ball of your lives. And the last one. So we've got Mimi. Which is a pretty good character. Definitely not the greatest character, but... Let's see, so her starting stats, we're on Harbinger Doom, so it's 8, 7, 7, 5, 6. One cry. 8, 7, 7, 5, 6. But she hasn't, she's got some good perks. Do we need any shops other than the vending machine? Maybe the Colt shop, just in cases. Got an empty bottle, which is fantastic. Don't think I've rocked the tracksuit with her much. I wonder if custom old gods might also be possible someday. That could also be cool. I mean, they're probably already possible if someone were to like go into the game files and hard customize it. I think custom old gods would be cool. The thing that maybe makes me think they wouldn't implement it is old gods tend to have like unique effects, which would be less codable with the modding system they're doing. Alright. Oh, we're only gonna see 3 custom mysteries today. Okay. Guess we'll start with the TV terror. Because it's a nice and simple mystery. No, I'll start with the Bruit. Bizarre Bruit of the blood-curdling botanist. Your neighbor asked you to help. Her husband, Shiro-san, has gone missing. She's worried it might be connected with the new fertilizer he ordered from Tokyo. Where is he? And why would he need so much fertilizer? You've got a business card of a gardening company where the missing man was working. Maybe some of his colleagues could tell you anything useful. It'd be cool if they implemented side quests into the custom mystery. I think that'd be awesome. Shiro-san has always been a weirdo, but he was good at what he did. Last month, he ordered a pack of an experimental fungicide from Tokyo. I think I've seen the dispatch order with the address somewhere, the old man says. Help me move this dirt and I'll look for it. So I'll get the police station. This guy's to the seaside and oh, I'm dumb fuck. Need to go to school. Oh well. No big deal. Alright, school once. We need to go again after this one. -1 stamina. I also wanted to get the anatomy book, which might be maxing it a little bit. But since we have the bottle, yeah, with the release date now being fixed, I kind of doubt it. I don't know. I think it wouldn't be too hard. I mean, I don't know how this game is coded. It kind of feels like it's a stack of cards. They have like 6 months. It makes sense, and they've been just working on modding API, I think, for the last like 5 patches, at least as far as I can tell. I'm optimistic. I think I'll close the door and try to get the clap bow ritual. Might be a mistake. Okay, could we could kill it. We could just fight it and lose 2 reason. Maybe we don't need the clap bows because we're gonna have more and more knowledge. It'd be nice to get a little extra XP. I don't remember if that's still bugged though. Yeah, I'll just do the normal fight. Boom. Plus 8 XP and some corpse dust. Very good. I guess I'll set this to the village. Don't think I necessarily need to rest once, but I'll do it anyways, because why not? And if I'm gonna... Nah, she's almost maxed. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have. Ooh, I got a spell. Brainworms. Cool. It's dark. You don't remember the trees growing so close to each other. Unfortunate. Because of the threat level, we failed that event. I guess I'll get Lost in Thoughts. It's a 45% chance, else we lose stamina. We lose stamina, RIP. -2 reason. God damn it. I'll perform the surgery, why not? -2 reason. RIP. We're getting our reason trashed. Threat level increases? No! What the hell? Just give me the Shiro. A curse? Hunger? Okay, that's not that bad. I guess I'll search the tent. +2 funds. Fantastic. We're getting absolutely doom screwed by the shitty forest. Finally, after what felt like hours of following the dirt road, you find the mansion. It's completely overgrown with plants you've never seen before. In the front of the mansion, there's the gardening company minivan filled with boxes. Slowly, you enter the building with caution. You stand in the middle of the room when suddenly the floor gives up, and you fall into the basement. Falling through the hole, you find yourself in an overgrown basement. In the corner lies a man you recognize. It's Shiro-san, the missing gardener. You must help him escape this cursed place. I will not. Have fun dying, Shiro. Fuck you, Shiro. Unsavable. I mean, yeah, there's no way we'd be able to fight him. Get out of here. +1 XP. Vines whip you, covering your exposed skin in deep lacerations. You cry in pain, dropping the body of Shiro-san. There's no way you'll be able to save him. With a heavy heart, you run, leaving the man you're supposed to protect behind. Blood-curdling botanist, ending D. Roads closed, pretty terrible. Store closed, not terrible at all. Got water bottle. Take the Bathola, refill the bottle, gain some extra reason. I think you get 7 XP from the anatomy book. So we can wait on it a little bit. I guess I'll do the the strange sightings one. Strange Sightings of the Shadowy Silhouettes by Haspin and Parch. Imagine if this is the one where there's a boss and it's a real ball buster and it is a reason boss. There it is again. Another of those creepy shadowy beings looking at you from the nearby alley. When you approach one, they flee. When you run away, they keep staring until you lose them into the crowd. It's the 4th time you've seen one of them in the past 3 days. But when you ask around, no one else sees them. Are you losing your mind? Or is something really weird happening? I think this is the horrible history of Household Hell music. You hate the creepy stare of those 2 tiny eyes, shaped like pinheads. Shake their gaze off and start to move. As always, you can simply lose them in the crowd. Need to get a slingshot and see if you can hit one of them from afar. I'll hide in the crowd, +5 XP. To your horror, the shadowy being has started following you this time. It is slowly creeping through the crowd, its piercing gaze locked on you. You need to get out of this town. Some of your family lives in a nearby village. You need to call them and ask for help. Yeah, now that I heard it too, the start sounded a bit different, or probably I never paid a bunch of attention to it before. I guess I'll get closer. -2 reason. During the phone call, your cousin is obviously put off by your sudden request, but is accommodating enough to let you stay for a while, or at least for tonight. But to get to her home, you need to catch a bus that stops by her village, and for that, you need to reach the bus station, and it's located a few intersections away. I think I'm gonna rest. So -2 stamina. plus some amount of XP. First aid is definitely good. Some more knowledge is also good. I think I'll anatomy book again, just double check. Oh, it says -2 stamina plus 8 XP. Very fantastic. I think I'll do it once more. And I'll rest a couple times. Definitely am gonna continue looking. Plus 2% doom. You board the bus and sit down in the seat near the door. You breathe a sigh of relief, not finding any of them amongst your fellow passengers. In about half an hour, you should be at your cousin's place. You arrive safely in the village, but when the bus drives away, you notice something. Who's that? You freeze when you realize one of them is staring at you from the back of the bus. Were they inside with you during this whole time? Shaken, you walk towards the large house at the outskirts of the village. It's where your cousin and her parents live nowadays. You dare not look into the windows of the buildings you pass on your way, fearful you might see one of them somewhere. When your cousin opens the door, you freeze in terror. You ignore her cheerful smile and hand raised in greeting. They are standing right behind her. This can't be happening! You scream in horror, startling your cousin. You run away as fast as you can. Before you realize it, you're sprinting down the road through the forest. Shiokawa lies on the other side, but you're not sure if you really want to go back. Unfortunately, you cannot stay in the forest forever. Night is approaching fast, and it's starting to get cold outside. It's just Eyeball Girl. It's doing stamina damage. Can do 8 damage to her, but I think she's weak to slashing. Hold up, if she is, then we could do 5. We're gonna have to tank one. Unless I wanted to just handcuff her, which might be worth. So we'll do 6 damage. Get handcuffed. The alleys, the buses, your cousin's village, your entire hometown. They are hiding everywhere, ready to accost you. You run across the streets, trying your hardest not to look at the black faces and creepy stares all around you. Home, you can only be safe in your home. After running up the stairs, you turn around and look back at the ground floor. It's quite silent here. In fact, can't hear anyone coming from the outside. Did you lose them after all? I guess I'll stay here for a moment. Wait for a while, wondering if the shadowy creatures are going to find you here. A moment later, you realize the mistake you've made. You catch a glimpse of them silently creeping up the stairwell. You race back to your apartment, the sound of footsteps growing louder and louder behind you. You try to shut the door to keep them out, but it's too late. They're here. Them. That's cool. It is -2 all damage. It is something from a horror movie. Indie Gamer Jones says hello viewers and Mr. Torp. Hello Indie Gamer Jones. And so we could get 2 guaranteed attacks. We might be able to get bigger attacks if we... No. So if we do 8 damage rounds, hello Invested Viscera. We'll just tank 4 all damage and kill it on the 3rd turn. Alternatively, we could get a 90% chance, but that still wouldn't help us to kill it quickly. I think I'll just tank it. You slash them. Offer yourself to them. You slash them. Submit to them. You slash them. You've defeated them. You look around your apartment for a hiding place. The wardrobe should be large enough for you to fit in. You cram yourself inside and wait. Seconds turn into minutes, minutes turn into hours, but no one comes to harass you. The delicate smell of detergent lingers in here, but you're not bothered by it at all. Huddled against the wall, you don't even notice the moment you fall asleep. When you wake up, your body aches from the crowded area you slept in. Slowly, you open the wardrobe's door and leave. The sun is shining happily through the windows straight into your weary eyes. Cautiously, you approach the window in the kitchen and take a peek at the street below. There's some passerbys, the mailman, the elderly landlord, but you cannot see them anywhere. It is as if they've disappeared. You can only wonder if they're gone for good or not. For now, however, you're safe from their creepy stares. From that day onward, whenever you see them and your apartment block is nearby, you know that you can return home and hide inside your wardrobe. One day, when it'll be too much for you, you think you'll hole yourself up in there and never leave again. Strange sightings of the shadowy silhouettes, ending A. Well, the personification of a panic attack. Either way, somehow the most unsettling so far. Contaminated water, no! I don't have fetid fumes, right? Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty rough situation to be in. She just needs to get her knowledge stat higher and a better weapon, and she'll be fine. Kill the boss in one turn each time. And I want to do... I guess I'll do the TV Terror. That's a nice, easy mystery this time. Tranquilizing tale of the Twilight TV Terror. If you're ever up late these days, unable to sleep, and flipping through the TV, you might be unfortunate enough to find the 444 channel. The pale people stand on an empty set, staring into the camera with lopsided smiles, hissing in a language you don't understand. Just drinking a little bit. You sit in your bed, staring at the flickering blue TV screen. You miss the channel again. Okay, we're fighting Gossip Junkie. We have an 80% chance to hit her. She only has 5 power. That's pretty cool. She gives so much XP for only having 5 power. Yeah, we can kill her 2 turns, no risk. We gain back all our reason because of our first aid. Boom. I think Fast Learner might not be too late now. I think I'll level up my knowledge as well. It has a little bit of counter synergy with Fast Learner, but you know. The local broadcast station seems like a logical place to start your investigation. You decide to head there early in the morning. The only metro line in your town connects to the university and the science complex. You could take a ride in there to gain some time, but you've got a feeling something is wrong. Where are all the people? I think I'll tank the 1% doom rather than lose stats. The tired station director sweats and keeps glancing to the side when asked about the weird channel. He peremptorily denies its existence before pushing you out of his office. Just before the door closes, you spot another person standing behind the director. Was he in this office the whole time you were there? Plus 4% doom. Running by a TV display, it randomly switches channels. You freeze, seeing the pale presenter's face glaring at you. He points at the dark shapes hanging just behind the stage. Are those body bags? Got Corruption as an enemy. Can do 8 damage. It has 25 HP. It's only got 10 power though. So we can do 10 damage a round. We might be able to get 2 strong attacks. Yeah, if we risk it. That's 12 damage a round. I think it's worth it. 13 HP remaining. I think I'll risk it for the biscuit. Hell yes. Fantastic. And +2 reason. Staying up all night is almost impossible, and you struggle to keep your eyes open. When the channel comes up, you manage to switch on the DVR just before falling asleep. Finally, you've got a real proof of the channel's existence. "Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk about our real Lord and Savior? The day of reckoning is coming," says the voice on the other side of the line. You definitely don't like the way the man is on the other side of the line puts an accent on real. "Hello, are you still there?" Think I'll listen to the man. -3 reason, -5% doom. No big deal. When you wake up the next morning, the footage is a mess, but you can swear there are faces hiding behind the static. Feeling desperate, you start combing through the message board, hoping to find some clues. Definitely, go to sleep. It's past midnight and you're barely keeping your eyes open. Maybe it's a good idea to call it a night. You take a quick break from the investigation and call it a night early. You think you've finally found a clue. A forum post about a newly built warehouse in a nearby village. Could it be the place where they broadcast the TV show from? You'll take the last bus to the village and find the studio yourself. Definitely I don't want to get a random curse, so I'll just tank the 2 stamina loss. You spend the rest of the evening in the village's restaurant. When it closes and the sun goes down, you creep into the huge studio warehouse. You walk through the dimly lit studio, creeping past the props and the various equipment, getting closer to the lights in the very center, closer to the hissing noises and the canned laughter. You stand just out of sight, holding your breath. The cast stand on a desolate stage, drawing pentagrams on each other. You think one of them catches your eye and you gasp. What happens next is bizarre. The entire cast spots you, but instead of attacking, they run directly into the camera, disappearing into its lens like into a portal. You rummage around the set for a while, trying to figure out how they escaped into the camera and any clues to the show's meaning. Ultimately, you find nothing, however. When you get home, you're uneasy about turning on the TV. You take a bus back to Shiokawa, thinking about the cursed channel. Plus 45 XP. Riots. Heart of Darkness. No big deal. Still can't take the Bathola, unfortunately. You have 2 mysteries remaining. There is the Machinations, or the Log. I don't think we've seen either of those. Or I think we've seen the Bitter Breviary, so it'd be the Spiral Seashells. I think the Spiral Seashells has gotta be a mystery that sucks a bunch of reason. Okay. Man, I'm a little bit paranoid about the malicious machinations of the mass murderer. That's definitely gotta be a boss fight. I guess we can always rest. I'll go for it. Malicious machinations of a masked murderer. Credits? There's a lot of credits. Oh, there's gonna be some fights in this one. There's so many credits. You hand the elderly Miss Oot the package and, after a cup of tea, bid her farewell. You're about to head to the bus stop and get back to Shiokawa when a sudden yell stops you in your tracks. "Guys, guys!" A young man runs towards others around his age. "They've found Kenta! He's dead!" The whole group quickly runs to the center of the village. Did someone get murdered in broad daylight? Ooh, this is a limited mystery. They have the home so that you can rest. That's cool. The murder occurred near the village's center. You should take a look. What's the worst thing that could happen? Unseasonal floods. That's pretty bad. From the snippets of conversations between the villagers, you learn that a person wearing a horned mask was seen fleeing the crime scene. and that the name of the victim is Kinta Kurokawa. His family lives in a mansion just a few minutes away from the village, across the nearby forest. Boom. That's a pretty fucking terrible enemy to be facing with the stats that we have. We could run away, but we're doing a little bit bad on Doom. Okay, let's say we do 4 damage to the man. Guaranteed. He goes down to 16, then what? Oh. Can we get a strong attack? No. This is literally the best sequence we could do. Goes down to 16, then maybe we throw the bottle and get him down to 12. Then are we able to double strong attack? No, but we could get a 95% chance, but that would be a 5% chance to lose, which would not be the greatest. This is really tough. I could use the corpse dust and level up, I guess. I guess I will. Hopefully anatomy class takes effect in time. It does not. That makes sense that it doesn't, but now we have a 95% chance to hit. So that would be a guaranteed kill. Okay, that'll be how we do it. Take 3 stamina damage. In fact, we don't even need to... throw the bottle. Got hunting rifle, but no ammo for it. Lady Akari and her daughter, Natsuko, welcome you warmly, but they don't seem very disturbed by Kinta's death. You've delivered the package to Miss OOO. How nice of you, she's my old friend. Lady Akari grins, her smile white and red. I don't think you can help us in any way, but feel free to stay for the night. Please, we have a guest room ready. Sure. I will do so. Past midnight, you wake up, sweating. The door to your bedroom is open, but you can't hear anyone out there. Definitely I'll close the door. Get up to close the door, you're unable to fall asleep again, restlessly tossing and turning for the rest of the night. Oh, if we'd left the door open, it would have definitely been like minus reason. Next morning, you're treated to a simple breakfast. Natsuko and Lady Akari don't mind your questions, but aren't very forthcoming with answers to them. At least they don't mind you roaming around the place, and Natsuko even offers to take you on a tour around the mansion. And this is my late father's study, Natsuko says, finishing the tour of the mansion. If you want, feel free to peruse the books here. Just don't mind the dust. Mother hasn't cleaned this place since the funeral. The very first thing you notice is a large collection of books, all covered in a thick layer of dust. You know what to look for. Very quickly you find a book about demon masks, which prescribes banishing the evil spirits by snapping the mask vertically in two. Huh, a diary? It's full of strange pictograms and old rituals, but there's no author's name anywhere. I'm going to hold on to the cult diary in case it's needed for some event in the mystery. You excuse yourself from the offer to partake in lunch and head to the village. Villagers gossip between themselves about the most recent murder, but when an outsider like you starts asking questions, they suddenly go silent. This might take a while. Oh no, it's another stamina enemy. It's the fucking Twisted Dog. Damn you, Twisted Dog. It also has 10 power. So what's our Desperate Struggle sequence looking like? So we can't... So we could get 1 strong attack and 1 normal attack. That's 8 plus 12. 8 plus 12 is 20. We need to do 6 damage to this creature on top of all we're doing. Hello, Daniel Steves. We could do that damage if we throw the rifle and the book. And the bottle. So maybe we should do that. It's not like we're gonna buy ammo, and the hunting rifle is definitely gonna be worse for us as a weapon. And the experience points should help, and not losing the Doom also should help. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's weak to slashing too. Gotta remember that. Fucked up dog, weak to slashing. Finally, an elderly farmer spills some beans. That family had it all. Until the death of old Kosuke a few months ago. First, the fire destroyed their prized collections of no masks. Then, young Kenta's fiance got killed, and now he decided to head back to the Kurokawa family's mansion and ask Lady Akari a few more questions. Returning home to the mansion, you can't help but notice how eerily silent it is. Making your way to the largest room, you find it shrouded in darkness. Wait, what's that? It's Natsuko. Someone stabbed her dozens of times. Wait, are those footsteps you're hearing? Bread is good. Blood is good. I need more. You barely dodge the swing of a kitchen knife wielded by a relatively small person wearing a demon's mask. I want more red. Give it to me. Red is good. 5 stamina damage? Wow, that's a lot. She has 25 power, too. So we have a decent chance to hit her. I guess we brace an attack, and then Desperate Struggle kill her next turn. Hopefully we can. The masked murderer slashes you. It's a battle of the knives. Oh, that's not good. We'd have to risk it with a 90% chance. Or we could do 16 damage and throw something. Maybe we can get some extra stamina by praying. Okay, come on, RNGs. 80% chance to hit. Okay, the mass murderer stabs you. Now we're good to go. It's green lights now. Desperate Struggle, 2 attacks, 16 damage. Get fucked. Get out of here, mass murderer. When you approach the masked assailant's body, they suddenly spring back to life. Letting out a terrible shriek, they run deeper in the mansion. You cannot let them escape. I think I'm gonna rest. This really sucks ass, but... The mirror, more doom. It looks as if the murderer disappeared, but then you notice the doors leading to Lord Kosuke's memorial chamber are slightly open. The murderer's body lies on the floor, face up. You approach it and take the mask off to see their face. It's Lady Akari. You investigate the shrine. Hello. You scream in surprise when the horned mask suddenly speaks to you, its mouth twisting up in a wicked grin. Do not be afraid. I'm your friend. I can give you power. Great power. The mask's voice turns into a whisper. Just put me on your face. Put me on. Put me on. You almost fall under its influence, but in the last moment you snap out of it and look at the mask defiantly. Put me on, I command thee, it yells, but you're deaf to its commands. Remembering what you've learned about evil masks, you snap it in half. It lets out a terrible shriek as warm blood starts pouring from its eye sockets and split mouth. A few moments later, you start hearing police sirens slowly getting closer to the mansion. You decide to run away as fast as you can. Avoiding the villagers and police, you make your way to the bus station and return to Shiokawa. The next time an elderly neighbor asks you to deliver a package, you ought to find some sort of excuse to refuse. Got Winds of Plague and Freaky Flood. And we've got enough for another level up. I guess I'll get even more knowledge, and I'll start leveling my strength. Probably should have visited the lighthouse to see. So Dex. There is no strength check. My bad. So Dex, Charisma, Ear Slurpy Slurp, Second Mystery, Knowledge, Takashi. So -6 Reason, -3 Stamina. Okay, not too bad. On our last mystery. Not doing too horribly on Doom. I'll do the Seashells one. The startling secrets of the spiral seashells. And according to eyewitness testimony, the crazed assailant was holding a spiral seashell in the other hand. This gruesome stabbing attack is yet another violent attack that occurred recently in Shiokawa. Local marine biologists believe that some sort of chemical compound released by the decaying plankton might be responsible. You turn off the radio and begin to think about this story. Could there really be a connection between the seashells and the recent acts of violence among the Shiokawans? First of all, you ought to have a look at these seashells yourself. If the story is true, the seashells should be aplenty at the local beach. Nothing stops you from picking up a few for a closer look. You easily find a large seashell, almost pale white in color. It's such a lovely spiral. Charisma check success, fantastic. You shiver in terror when vivid images of you stabbing a child invade your mind. You barely restrain yourself from making them a reality. +10 experience, -2 reason. You drop the shell into a trash can and run away, the images inside your head slowly disappearing. You return home just in time to see some policemen establishing a crime scene in front of your apartment block. Did something happen? Did I get no Doom from that? +2 funds, +1, -1 reason. Very good. Stabbed her boyfriend 7 times because the seashell told her so. She was such a calm, quiet girl, though. This is getting out of hand. Surely someone other than the police is investigating these violent acts. You ought to ask some people around. I'm going to rest once. So we don't die randomly due to an event. Okay, that's a little bit unfortunate. A little extra Doom. You learn that someone at the local high school is very interested in these cases, a professor or some such. If you're lucky, you should be able to find her there. Police station, school, boom. -2 reason. The woman you're looking for is a retired history teacher. She's a native of Shiokawa who apparently warned the locals about the seashells, but nobody would listen. You have to ask her about this weird case. If only you could find her address. Ooh, -3 stamina. You obtain the historian's address from one of the teachers. As it turns out, she still lives in Shiokawa, just a few blocks from the city center. You knock on the door and a raspy voice tells you to enter. Surrounded by old encyclopedias and outdated atlases, the elderly historian is sipping her tea, eyeing you quizzically. Ask her about the seashells. The seashells, the repeating cycle of the awakening. The old woman then launches a lengthy tirade about sunken cities, sleeping squids, and dying stars. All according to patterns observed by the astronomers of old. I tried to warn them, but they didn't listen. They never listen. The old lady rocks in her chair back and forth. A repeating cycle, the awakening. You rush towards the seaside, thinking that this must not be allowed to happen. The seashells must be destroyed before the cycle ends. Got drenched. Pretty horrible. The beach is devoid of people, but near the water's edge you notice some shiny white lumps buried in the wet sand. You gasp in horror when you approach the shells. They have eyes on them, human eyes, and they're all staring at you and blinking, perhaps wondering what you're going to do. Even now, you can feel their alien stares drilling into your mind, placing suggestions of violence and gore into it. Unable to tolerate this anymore, you lift your foot and crush the nearby seashell under your boot, and then another and another. Crush the eye shells one by one. Squishy noises echo in your ears with each seashell you crush, the wet squish of crushed eyes. With the seashells destroyed, the violence diminishes and the relative peace returns to Shiokawa. You think it to be the end of the story, and then you hear a news report about the spiral seashells washing up on the shores of a nearby town. Sounds to me like you just gotta pay someone to crush the shells every once in a while. No big deal. You're unable to take the battle, which is what it is. Have 86% Doom. So, Dex check, -3 stamina. Charisma Girl, -3 reason. VR, -3 reason. We have enough reason, we're fine. Second mystery. Knowledge check, we succeed that, obviously. Takashi. So we don't need any stats. Okay. I can always burn the diary. Might as well pop that now. Should be good. Wait, what? I got drenched? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Does the lighthouse just count as whatever zone you were in last? That's so fucked up. You're stopped by a girl wearing a dirty black school uniform. "I'm sorry, but I can't let you go any further," she says, reaching for her bag. "It's too late anyway." You instinctively take a step back when you notice a knife in her hand. You have to think fast. You try to talk her into allowing you to pass, but suddenly she raises the knife and slices right across her own throat, nearly decapitating herself. You carefully step over the body. Following the winding staircase, you are stopped by darkness. Boom. -3 reason. It is what it is. Alright. Be the silhouettes. Thank you, El Yanley, for the reminder there. And we grab the rods. Guess I'll level up right now. Get even more knowledge. It's Takashi-san. Have a 110% chance to hit him. We can hit him for 5 + 5 + 7. That's 12 + 5. That's 17. He's doing 3 doom damage. Technically speaking, we could brace, and that'd probably be good. Nah, it makes more sense. He gives us 3 doom. I give him a slashing. The dark clouds swirl around the lighthouse. Did you arrive too late? Get that trombone out of here. Oh yes. As the unnatural fog slowly lifts, you are relieved and collapse on the floor. The next day, everything feels like a bad dream. You manage to stop the ritual awakening of the eldritch old god. What's done is done. It will stir in its slumber again and again until the stars are right again. Congratulations, you are safe for now. Amazing. Absolutely fantastic. Oh. Let me just check on some things for a sec. Okay. I think I'm down to do one more. These runs are a lot harsher on my brain and throat. If I'm going to do that though, I need to grab some tea real quick. So give me 1 minute and then I will be back. So be right back. Alright, I'm back. Just putting in my earbuds. Yeah, I like this one. It's a very poppy background. Thank you, Infested Viscera. Alright, we can do a random character yet again. I think I'll do Hunted by the Cult again as well. I like that background. It's like default plus, basically. For the old god, I think I'll do... why not Thotu? I like a Thotu. So we're playing as Ayaka. Okay, not that bad. We will need to get a weapon, but that should be fine. She's a knowledge character, right? Yeah. She's kind of derpy in her little image. It's pretty funny. Got the water bottle, which is pretty good as far as items are concerned. Guess I'll do the sweater. It's an appealing outfit. Alright. Got a nice spread of stuff. I guess I'll start with the Wonderful Works of the Wannabe Writer, so I know that one doesn't have a boss. And it allows you to get items because it's in the whole town. Got Cursed Signs and Hallucinations. Fukiyo-san was always known by Shio Collins as a third-rate writer of low-quality detective mysteries. Thus, it was a surprise when he suddenly was hailed as a literary genius. His newest series of novels is praised by critics and readers alike, and the books earned him massive profits. In Shiokawa, however, recent events have turned a dark page. 4 inexplicable murders have taken place in the recent weeks. The occupations of the 4 victims and the locations of the murders all mirror the endings of Fukiyo-san's newest stories. However, the police have found no evidence to support a connection between the murders and the writer himself. Who is the murderer, and what are their motives? The gruesome murders are so similar to his works that it seems implausible that he's involved in some way. Perhaps his old neighbors know something about this? Now that he's become rich and moved out, you're certain the folks from his old apartment block will be willing to gossip about the man. Well, first things first. We gotta get a curse from the witch's tree. Got hunger. No big deal. Think I'm gonna do it again. And a second hallucinations. Just another -1 perception. I think I'm gonna remove this curse because we're getting awfully close to dying of perception loss. For our weapon, I think we should go to the occult shop. That's a little awkward. We didn't get a weapon. But we did get the violin. It would really suck to just... you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna rock. This is gonna be a branch build. I'm gonna rock the violin. It is what it is. Several of Kyo-san's old neighbors mentioned that he became famous after he returned from his latest forest trip a few months ago. You decide to pay him a visit and interview him. Even if he isn't involved in the murders, you might learn something you didn't tell the police. His new house is on a splendid villa by the seaside at the other side of town. The writer, Fukuyo-san, eagerly welcomes whom he perceives to be a great fan of his. He regales you with a tale about how his writer's block was overcome by a sudden bout of inspiration while hiking in the woods. You, on the other hand, can't take your eyes off this beautiful blue quill on his desk. Either your tone of voice or the question itself sets Fukuyo-san off. A minute later, the man chases you out of the mansion with a metal stick. Managed to flee, but not before getting a few bruises. Why does this dude just leave his quill out? What would he do if someone, like, fucking snatched it? It's quite obvious that Fukuyo-san is very possessive of that blue quill, but you don't recall any bluebirds living around Shiokawa. You wonder where he got it from. Perhaps you could find some information at the local library. Okay, -2 reason. The local bird glossary has no bluebirds in it, but a footnote mentions a legend of a magical, wish-granting, blue-feathered phoenix. The school's cult club ought to have a book on magical creatures. You hope the club's president will be willing to help you. Boom. Fighting Gigabrain. We need to find a weapon before we do anything else. We cannot dodge or anything. I don't think we can eyeball him because he's not a base game enemy. There's gotta be more we can do, right? He's got 24 power. We could maybe lower our experience by 5. That sounds like dog shit. Nah, we just gotta do it. Okay, we got a branch. Brainiac directs harmful frequencies at you. We might still run from him, because we're not exactly super goated in terms of power level. We could get a 100% chance to do 4 and a 66% chance to do 4. He has 8 HP, so we'd have to get smacked by him twice. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I think we're just escaping. Damn you, Brainiac. You don't learn much from the book about magical creatures, but to your surprise, you learn that it was written by the local occult shop owner. This might lead you on a wild goose chase, but could she have more information about the mysterious blue phoenix? Uh-oh, we're fighting another enemy. This one is also doing 2 all damage, but it has a lower power. So we could get a 75% chance to hit it, and also has only 20 HP. So we just need to hit it 5 times. Can we brace or dodge? No. Okay, how slow is our... Our dodging is pretty slow. Second enemy, Vampire Princess. Thank you for the reminder, Eliane. Oh, we could get a guaranteed 8 damage. I think I'll fight this one. Vampire Princess sucks your blood. Don't think there's a way to kill it this turn. It's very not great. Pulls out a bone, smashes you with it. Then we desperate struggle. Prep, strong attack, crush. 10 damage. A wish granting blue phoenix, she laughs from behind the mask. Fukuyo-san bought a book of black magic from me. That is the source of his quill's power. When the woman mentions spells and rituals utilizing human souls, a shiver runs down your spine. Rush towards Fukuyo-san's home. He must be stopped. Don't really need Fundolis. I guess I'll pray at the temple. When you buzz the intercom, there's no response. You try the main gate, and to your surprise, it's unlocked. You cautiously step inside the villa, an eerie silence filling the empty halls. Where is Fukuyo-san? Okay. Our stats are not all that good. I mean, it's a knowledge check. Or else we gain Doom, otherwise we gain XP. I think it's worth it. We desperately need to level up. Plus 3% Doom. Fuck. When you confront Fukuyo-san in his study, he becomes delusional. No, I can't stop now. I have to write more novels, and my greatest work is still unfinished, too. I understand why you're doing this, but no, I cannot stop. Not yet, not yet. You've had enough of this. When Fukuyo-san isn't looking, you grab the blue quill, break it in half, and throw it into the fireplace. The writer suddenly lets out a horrible shriek as his spine audibly snaps and his body falls backwards. Before it even touches the floor, bright flames engulf it. In the fireplace, the beautiful blue quill shrivels and turns into ash. You watch as the body of the wicked writer slowly does the same, his pain screams quickly ceasing. The smell of the thick smoke is what snaps you out of the mindless staring. Covering your mouth and nose as to not inhale the fumes, you flee the villa as the flames begin to spread. From the back of a crowd of onlookers, you silently watch the firefighters trying to contain the fire. Remembering the shop lady's words and what have happened to Fukuyo-san, you suddenly realize whose soul he'd used to cast a spell on the quill, his own. With his death and the blue quill destroyed, one thing's for sure, no one else will have to die to boost Fukuyo-san's fame. Price hike, no big deal. Very glad I'm not getting contaminated water. So now we can drink the Gamer Girl bathwater, refill our bottle. I think I'm going to get a little extra stamina. I guess I'll do this one now. The trepidatious topic of a teenager's tongue. Daigo, one of your younger neighbors, has not been seen for the past few days. People have started circulating rumors that he became gravely ill. His mother refuses to speak with anyone about him, only adding to the weirdness of the situation. You decide to check out the poor guy, or at least find out from his mother what's happening to him. After all, how bad could it be? You reach the top floor where Daigo and his mother share a small apartment. His mother opens the door when you ring the bell and smiles sadly. Ah, it's you. Well, if you really want to know, come in and see it for yourself. You won't believe me otherwise. When you enter the living room, you freeze. Daigo is sitting on the sofa, staring at you. You see that his tongue is unnaturally long, almost reaching to his knees. You ask Daigo's mother how it happened. We have no idea. A week ago, he woke up complaining about a headache. Since then, it slowly grew bit by bit, every day. It's 1 meter long already. Ask you can help in any way. I need to grab some groceries and visit the hospital to ask the doctors if they can help him. Can you stay with him for a while? You agree. Daigo has trouble eating and talking because of his tongue. His mother returns after a few hours. She says the doctors at the hospital have never even heard of a case like this. She walks you to the door and asks for another favor. Because of his condition, Daigo has already skipped a week of school. Would you go to the school and ask his teachers what material he's missed so far? I'm so preoccupied with his condition that I don't even have time to do it myself. Definitely think I'll take the detour. Plus 2% doom. The teachers were sympathetic. You decide against telling them about the tongue, and give you a list of things Daigo has to catch up with. It's time to return to the poor guy. Hopefully he's feeling slightly better. When you return to Daigo's apartment, his mother is thankful for your help. You notice she has a ruler in her hand. What are you doing, miss? She smiles sadly and turns to face her son. I've decided to measure his tongue every day, and I just took another measurement. It grew another 60 centimeters since this morning. It's growing faster. The next day, you start to wonder, how does one's tongue start randomly growing in length? There must be some sort of underlying medical condition for this, right? Daigo's mother has already consulted the doctors, but you wonder if they've missed something. You ought to ask them yourself. I need to get this guy to operate on Daigo. The doctors shrug and are as confused about Daigo's condition as you are, and have promised to find some solution for it. Sure that they've told Daigo's mother the same thing, you slowly make your way back home. You enter Daigo's apartment to check on him, only to see his mother standing in front of him. You gasp when you notice a meat cleaver in her hand. Ask her to rethink this, try to calm her down. Calm down. How could I ever be calm about this? She drops the cleaver and hides her face in her hands, sobbing. You grab the cleaver to keep it away from her. It grew even longer. Now it's 2.5 meters long. This is terrible. He's a monster, a monster. She runs out of the apartment, crying. Sweet, free cleaver. She can't abandon him like that. He asks Daigo for some patience as you go fetch his mother back. No longer able to speak, all he can do is gurgle and nod his head. Yeah, I'll get some XP. Why not? You find Daigo's mother and she agrees to return. When you two return to their apartment, she suddenly screams and falls backward in terror. You run inside and find Daigo sitting on the floor. You gasp in horror when you realize that his own neck, his own tongue is wrapped around his neck and is choking him. Rush to help him, grabbing onto the slick, slippery tongue. Only then you notice something on the tip of it. Is that a mouth? The monstrous tongue lashes out at you, quickly unwrapping itself from Daigo's neck. Oh no, I should have fucking rested. I like this boss image. That is actually hilarious. They use the perspective and stuff. Oral Alien. 16 HP, minus 5 stamina. It has 50 fucking power. Are you kidding me? I could kick it to do 3 damage. I have a 90% chance to do so. Then I guess we desperate struggle and try to kill it next turn. Maybe throw some shit at it. I kick the Oral Alien and gasp for air. Desperate struggle. So the Meat Cleaver probably does 6 damage base, plus 1 because of Ithotu. So this should kill it. 14 damage. Choking and gagging, Daigo collapses onto the floor and vomits the strange creature out, along with copious amounts of blackish blood. As for the eldritch tongue itself, its spasms come to a stop in a large puddle of the dark liquid. Your neighbor gasps for air as his mother helps him back onto his feet and moves him to the nearby sofa. Much to the relief of you two, Daigo already looks much healthier and even regained his ability to speak. Thank you for everything, he gasps, wiping his forehead with a tissue, slowly calming down. That's when you notice that his mother, her eyes fixed on the dead alien tongue, has grabbed a ruler. You ask her what she's doing. I just want to know, Daigo's mother says with a trembling voice. She kneels in front of the creature's slick corpse and takes the final measurement. It was 4 meters long. That's pretty funny. Daigo's mother has the remains of the alien creature destroyed at the crematorium ran by one of her relatives. Daigo soon gets better and returns to school. But since that terrible day, you're continuously conscious of your tongue, and you can't find a place for it in your mouth. You feel as though it doesn't belong in there. Alright, road's closed. Pretty terrible of a curse. We're doing good on Doom, though. Alright, I'm re-rolling a perk. Blood Mania. Fantastic, this is exactly what we needed. I guess I'll get some strength. Man, she looks so fucked up, it's hilarious. Get a little extra water bottle. Water in our bottle, and I'll get a little extra reason. At the very least, we should absolutely dominate all combats going forwards. Guess I'll start with the outlandish Odyssey of an Occult Orphan. You've gotta be fucking kidding me. I got 2 brain damages from the same juice and it killed me instantly. No! Outlandish Odyssey of an Occult Orphan. Name, Shinsuke Nekuyama, age 17, occupation, transfer student. Known for unwittingly bringing disasters and lethal accidents on everyone who hangs around him. The next victim of his cursed trait, you. Game over. Fuck. Damn it. That is so bullshit. Okay, I'll do one more, but I'm reading less text. Unless it's a new mystery. Unfucking believable. That is so unlucky. Okay, random character. Harbinger of Doom. Hunted by the cult. Boom. Who do we getting? See Thotu. Got Charisma Girl, not the greatest, not the worst. I think a normal shop for items makes sense. Maybe. Definitely want the schoolyard. Hardware shop as well. Yeah. Good to go. Got an empty bottle. Get a little extra XP and some fun dolies. Very good. I guess, oh, it's all new mysteries. Except for the hobo one. Don't remember there being a boss, the hobo one, so I'll do that first. Alright, first things first, I want some allies. Student A, -1 strength. You're a bastard, Student A. Student D, -1 dex. Are you fucking kidding me? Get the oh, I hate you. How dare you? Okay. We don't. We do have 5 XP. I kind of want her. I'm gonna share a creepy story. -1 luck. Fuck! Oh! Student B, please, +1 luck. Okay, they're net even. I'll do one more. Damn it. Okay, not the greatest. Very terrible, actually. Now I get a curse. Please no paranoia. Suicidal. Did I not get my money from the thingy? Okay, one more curse. Please no paranoia. In's mouth look. That's fine. It's covered up by the neck choker. For the weapon, I'll go to the hardware store. Monkey wrench is pretty good. Could go for the heavy duty flashlights though. Yeah, I think I will. Just to avoid the injury later in this mystery. Cannot make your way to the front of the crowd. Have to satisfy yourself with a glimpse of the policeman. Boom, -1 reason. Why does it say I've got 3 allies? Oh, because I do have 3 allies. I've got Ryoko, +1 to weapons damage. That's pretty fucking good. Oh yeah, we're set. We are so set. Okay, charisma check success. The toilet worm? Yeah, I heard that it swims through the sewer pipes in the afternoon. After the school closes and then in the morning, right before the classes begin. 1 trip a day towards the city, 1 trip a day towards the sea. Very good. It's wrong, -2 reason. Be nice to level up quickly and get a parting gift. Are you serious? Needs flashlight items specifically? Damn it. Oh well, we succeeded our dex check. +2% Doom, +10 XP. That is so bullshit. Damn it. I guess there's just like no way to code it. Strength check success. -2 reason, +15 XP as I yank the worm off. You turn around when you hear a sudden scream. The homeless man is staring wide-eyed at the eldritch being you've just destroyed and then, screaming, runs deeper into the tunnel. Your shouting that you won't hurt him has no effect, and that's the last you see of him. Exasperated, tired, and quite smelly, you turn around and leave the tunnel. It's about time you've had a shower. When you return home, an exasperated neighbor tells you the police have cordoned off the tunnel. You shudder when you hear there's no mention of the mind-controlling worm. The police cover up its existence. Time skip, not the greatest. At least we've got it now, so we can't get it later. Get a little extra reason. Well, I'll do the orphan one now. Outlandish Odyssey of an Occult Orphan. Name, Shinsuke Nekoyama, age 17, occupation, transfer student. Known for unwittingly bringing disasters and lethal accidents on everyone who hangs around him. The next victim of this cursed trait, you. The Nekoyama family, or what's left of it, has moved to the apartment under yours, says Ms. OOO. I've heard that anyone who talks to them dies horribly. They're cursed! They can't be that bad, can they? You decide to pay them a visit. What's the worst that could happen anyway? Thank you for the reminder, El Yanli. The teenager welcomes you into his family's apartment. He turns around to you and your eyes gaze upward, just in time to notice that the old lamp above him is about to fall. Dexterity check failure. You throw yourself at the teenager. You manage to push him out of harm's way, but the old lamp crashes on top of you. Got badly bleeding in Shinsuke's curse. Affecting friends and neighbors since 1980. Damn you, Shinsuke. Name Shinsuke, the boy says as he helps you stand up. Don't worry about the lamp, it just happens around me often. I'm cursed. I get people killed. Gotta say, you're one of the first to get off so easily. Smiles sadly as he picks up his backpack. Look, you're cool, but let's meet later, after the school, okay? See you there. And he's off. I wonder if there's a way to remove this curse. Wonder if one can die of getting 0 luck? I don't want to find out. I think it's probably possible. It probably acts like every other thing. Alright, doctor's office. Get a little painkiller. Get this fucking badly bleeding out of here. Badly bruised. No big deal. Can I get rid of the curse? I cannot. Coolio. No big deal. Got a jump scare. Awesome. Takes a little while, so I took a little sippy sip. When you and Shinsuke meet again, he's very eager about sharing details of his cursed life. It started 4 years ago. I was a really dumb kid and did something stupid. And now anyone who wants to be friends with me gets in all sorts of trouble. Hey, I've heard there's an occult shop in Shiokawa, right? Could you lead me there? I'll keep my distance so that the curse won't get you. No, I'm still cursed. Boom. Perception check success. It waves to you from a distance before entering the shop, and after helping him locate some old cult books, you leave for home. You don't get far before you hear a terrible crash, and turn around and see that a car smash through the shop's window. You help the passerbys rescue Shinsuke, and when the ambulance arrives, you go with them, faking that you're one of his relatives. Cool, we got our handcuffs as well. Help the man, plus 10 XP. Alright, fame or parting gift? Fame, pretty good. Parting gift would be better. Fame is also good. So I'll get some knowledge. After waiting for some time, you're allowed to visit Shinsuke. Besides bandage here and there, he is fine. I was able to find what I wanted. Can you, smuggle me out of the hospital, please? I need to visit a nearby village. I think I know how to reverse the curse. I just can't live like this until I get old and die. Please, I beg you. Awesome. Somehow, you two managed to sneak out of the hospital and survive the bus ride without incident. I've set off some fireworks at the Harvest Temple when I was 13, Shinsuke says, sitting down at the bus stop bench. The temple went up in flames, and well, some sort of spirit cursed me. Can I ask the people for directions to the shrine? I'm not sure they'd like to see me there. Okay. Hell yes, item, minus 2% doom. Got double bottle technology now. Playing off as a traveling historian, you managed to get the directions to the shrine from one of the younger villagers. With Shinsuke in tow, at a safe distance, you head for the shrine. It's located on a hill on the other side of the village, across the rice paddies. Boom, we got a spell. Invisibility. The road up the hill leading to the shrine is extremely steep and tires you out. When you get there, you see clear markings of the fire on the old supports and terracotta walls. Shinsuke's prank must have involved a lot of fireworks. Help Shinsuke with his task, cleaning up the shrine. It takes a whole day to clean up the entire shrine, from the ceiling supports to the doors and floors. Just when you two are about to finish cleaning the abandoned temple, a sudden gust of warm wind throws a heap of dust onto the altar. You and Shinsuke watch in disbelief. Lines begin to form in the dust as if an invisible finger was writing a message. Sins forgiven, harvest festival soon. Just as suddenly as the dust was thrown onto the altar, another gust of warm wind blows it away. You look at Shinsuke only to find an expression of mixed relief and joy on his face. The Harvest Festival's in 4 months. I've lived with this curse for almost 4 years. 4 months will be no problem. You help Shinsuke clean the altar of the old temple and head back to Shiokawa with the boy in tow. Soft smile does not leave his lips for even a moment. Some time later, Shinsuke moves yet again along with his uncle, who bought a new workshop in another town. A day after his departure, you hear a news report on the radio about a terrible bus crash with many casualties. Only one person got out of the wreck completely unharmed, a 17-year-old transfer student. Shouldn't have said that would be no big deal to live 4 months with the curse. Alright, I don't need to refill the bottle. I guess I'll get a little extra XP. Alright, I guess I'll do the cicadas one next. The caconic chirping of the creepy cicadas. Though he survived, somehow I expected him to be the only victim. Yeah, it was a 50-50 thing. It'd be kind of fucked up if the Shrine God was like, ho ho ho, I'm gonna get you. That's how you're cured of the curse, bitch. Cicadas have emerged early this year, and in much larger numbers than usual. Their chirping is absolutely deafening, and what's worse, they exhibit the most impossible behavior, behave like humans. They take bus rides, they visit shops, in the school and hospital. They meet at playgrounds and at the bars, loudly chirping together. Some people try to get rid of them, some are thrilled, some are terrified. Why did the cicadas suddenly start behaving like this? Is this the influence of some evil monstrosity, or... One of the cicadas has just went down the stairs and out of your apartment building. It's headed downtown. Could it lead you to the explanation behind these recent events? Definitely am gonna hide in the crowd. Plus 5 XP. It's skittering along the ground ridiculously fast for such a small critter. You turn the corner and, wait, what's that? You peek from around the corner as the cicada you've been following meets up with 2 others. What are they doing? Cicadas chirp one after another, clearly having some sort of conversation. The meeting ends after a while. The other cicadas disappear in the nearby alleys, while your cicada continues its run. Where's it going now? You decide to follow it from earlier. It is making a beeline towards the high school. A while later, you notice other cicadas going in the same direction. You stop in front of the local high school. This late in the afternoon, it's closed, but this doesn't stop a cloud of cicadas to cross the gate back and forth. What the hell? You observe them for a while and finally realize what they're doing. Stealing. Every so often, cicada leaves the school grounds carrying a small item on its back. A ruler, a piece of plywood, a plastic cap. Human-like behavior, secretive group meetings, theft of items from the school. Are these cicadas intelligent? What sort of sinister deed are those insects planning? The one you've been following has just boarded a bus. You can't let it escape. When you board the bus, you freeze. Almost every seat is occupied by a cicada or 2 or more. Terrified, you look at the driver as he closes the door. Look, they've been doing this for the past few days. I've already stopped questioning it. I just want to do my job, you know, so please sit down and enjoy the trip. You sit down near the front door where there's no cicadas. Sometimes you turn to look at them only to see them staring back, or chirping secretly with one another. You are sure they're onto you. When you leave the bus after the cicadas, you realize they're nowhere to be seen. How could they all run away so quickly? Someone in the village must have seen them, right? Oh no, we've got normal magician, not glitch magician. We can get 2 attacks for 6 damage apiece. Alternatively, we could brace and get a guaranteed attack. That's definitely better because of how the rounding works in this game. So I'll do it. He saps strength from me, I smack him. He saps strength from me, I smack him. Fantastic. The only thing the villagers know about the cicadas is that the local forest is teeming with them. Day and night it's all noise. We can't sleep because of them, they say, clearly exhausted. Oh, damn it. Going deeper into the forest, you hear chirping that grows louder and louder with each step you take. Finally, Reach a large mound of dirt with a dozen cicadas scurrying about. The cicadas have built a miniature temple. You stare in disbelief as the cicadas gather around it. Their attention seems to be focused on the strange black idol in the center of the shrine. As they begin a rhythmic chant, the ground under you starts to shake. You run towards the tiny temple in an attempt to stop the ritual. Unsure of what to do, you reach under the roof of the shrine and touch the black idol. Suddenly, there's a bright light. The beam of light erupting from the shattered idol disappears as abruptly as it appeared. It takes a moment for your eyes to get accustomed to the normal sunlight again. After a while, you stand up and survey the damage. The temple is no more burnt cinders. The surroundings are littered with hundreds of charred, dead cicadas. You step closer to inspect the broken idol, only to find that it's disappeared. With nothing else to do, you leave the area, preparing for the long walk home. The chanting cicadas never return to Shiokawa, and people are relieved that their deafening chirping is gone. If only they knew the truth. Winds of Plague. And a level up. I think I'll re-roll for Parting Gift. Please, RNG. Do I want to go for one more? Yeah, I will. Damn it. Fuck you, game. I see how it is. She doesn't get cursed for the burning of a temple. How fair. Well, it's a tiny temple. Not big enough to curse her. We don't need funds. I guess I'll get art knowledge. Continue to improve my normal knowledge. Let's see, Charisma Girl, Takashi, Dex, Strength. Second enemy. Second mystery. Got it. There'll be a lot of stamina drain. Luckily we have plenty of stamina. Guess I'll do... Guess I'll do the phone calls one first. Paranormal phone calls of prepubescent pupils. 4 years ago, a fire at a campsite claimed the lives of 4 middle schoolers. 4 others survived the ordeal. Time heals wounds, they say, and the children were able to move on with their lives. But now, 4 years after the terrible tragedy, the survivors of the events have started receiving phone calls from their dead friends. The dead promise to meet them soon, traumatizing the survivors once again. Is it just a horrible prank, or are the ghosts of the dead teenagers really trying to communicate with their classmates? Your neighbor mentions a recent story about some high schoolers receiving phone calls. Phone calls from their long-dead friends? But how is that possible? Despite all this, the affected teenagers still attend classes at the local high school, trying to live normal lives. Fighting Gigabrain once again. Apparently damage does scale with Mystery, because this guy was doing 2 damage last time. We could do 12 damage to him a turn. Take 3 all damage. But if we're going to do that, we probably could, yeah, get a guarantee. If we brace, we're going to take 1 damage, so we'll only lose 2 all. Directs harmful frequencies at you. Does it again. Boom. Get smacky smacked. Brainiac. Give me some library notes. The 4 kids, Asuka, Chie, Hotaru, and Kaito, aren't very willing to talk about the tragedy. The phone call started a few days ago, Kaito explains quietly. I can hear my dead friend's voice on the other side. The teenagers mentioned that the school newspaper wrote about the campfire 4 years ago. It could be worth a read. Pool is empty. That's not a bad fight. We have a surplus of stats. I think I'll go for it. It's Bloated Swimmer. Once we damage it, it's probably gonna go Super Saiyan. But still, I think I want to brace to start off with. It's max you with Tentacle. Can I do 16 damage to it in one turn? I have a 90% chance. That's worth the risk. Hell yes. Get bashed, Swimmer. The story mentions an old Shinto shrine, a leaking fuel can, a malfunctioning camp lantern, and not much else. The very next morning you hear terrible news. 2 of the teenagers have committed suicide. It seems that Asuka jumped out of her bedroom's window around the same time Kaito drowned in the sea. They both killed themselves after receiving another phone call. Awesome. We quickly find Hotaru and Chie, both terrified and in tears. "Our dead friends' souls are after us, I'm sure of it," she cries. "Something must have happened at the site. Please can you check on the place? We're too scared to do it ourselves." After you agree, the girls tell you how to reach the memorial site. You decide to take a bus. After a long trek, you find the memorial site. The monument is slightly overgrown with moss. A small plaque reads, "For bright children, 1980, 4-4. Knowledge check failure. Nothing about the site seems amiss, except the strange, oppressive feeling of dread giving you shivers. After leaving the site, you walk back through the forest to reach the bus stop. Suddenly you freeze. Off the path, you notice a large pit filled with hundreds of sharp branches with Chie's body impaled on them. You peek into the deep pit, there's no mistake. It's her corpse down there. Was she murdered, or... The gory sight of the corpse impaled on 1,000 branches is too much for you. You violently part with your breakfast before running away. Are the calls driving the survivors of the tragic fire to commit suicide? Out of them, only Hotaru is still alive. She lives in an apartment block down the street from yours. You fear that if she answers the phone as well, her life may be put in terrible danger. You enter Hotaru's home to find her staring at the ringing phone. Without much thinking, you reach for the phone and answer the call. "Hotaru, my best friend," you hear a girl's voice on the other end. "I wanted to speak with you for so long." "You are not Hotaru." The girl's voice cracks and turns more masculine. "That's okay. You are sufficient, too. Hospital morgue." You slam down the phone, gasping for air. You push past Hotaru and walk outside. Deaf to her pleading, you leave her apartment, sweating and dizzy. Your legs are acting on their own. Despite your best attempts, you're slowly making your way towards the hospital. Someone or something is waiting for you in the morgue. You just need to take a few more steps. Fantastic. We should have enough stats to fight a boss. Hospital seems eerily empty when you enter it, and no one stops you as you make your way towards the morgue. You push on the door's handles. When you enter the morgue, the door slams shut behind you. The floor in the middle of the room bursts in flames that quickly grow larger and larger. 8 seals, 8 souls. You hear a whisper at the back of your mind as the fire slowly coalesces into a strange, shadowy being. 7 have perished. I just need 1 more. 8 seal fire spirits. Only 1 seal remains intact. Oh, it's freeing itself. It has 36 HP, which is so fucking much. What the hell? Is there any way for a better sequence? Can we brace and like strong attack? No. Oh, we can't. I mean, we can brace and regular attack, but there's no difference in doing that and... Oh, never mind. We found the good sequence. We can do 14 damage to it. I think I will do that. 1 more. Just 1 more soul. Okay. 12. Oh no, wait, I'm doing bonus damage to it. I guess I'll just throw the milk bottle. Let me calculate. So we're doing 8 plus 8 is 16. Plus 4 is 20. So yeah. There we go. Choking on the ash in the air, you quickly make your way to the window and open it. Cold air rushes into the room and blows the pile of ash apart and carries it through the open window, scattering it across the hospital's parking lot and nearby buildings. You inhale deeply, realizing that some sort of spell was lifted from you. Free from its power, you quickly leave the hospital and return to Hotaru's apartment. The girl is alive and safe. You explain what has happened to at the hospital. She listens, her face pale from fear. After you're done, she sits down at the table and mumbles out a tired thank you. A few days later, you receive a letter from Hotaru. She explains that she and her father are moving out of Shiokawa to live with their grandparents in their old family house, a house without a phone. With the fire spirit banished once and for all, and Hotaru moving out of Shiokawa, you believe it's the end of the story, but sometimes when talking on the phone with other people, you think you can hear a faint whisper on the other end of the line, asking you to go to the hospital morgue one more time. Got Freaky Flood, no big deal, and a level up. Parting gift, thank you. Guess I'll get Charisma for now. Okay, we're doing very good on Doom as well. Guess I'll get a little extra stamina. We have one mystery remaining, which is the... I guess I'll do the Fiendish Phoenix. Oh my god, Emi, did you hear? About something about at the hospital making a lunch out of the nurses. No way, that's creepy. Is it some sort of animal? Bewildered, you turn towards the two teenage girls gossiping nearby. No, you see, I heard it's a child. A child? Yeah, like a newborn. Its mom died in childbirth, and now it's eating nurses and, like, revenge, I guess. Our 2 nurses already got killed, and they say the police found them with their throats torn out. That's horrible. Please stop. I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. Alright, let's farm this parting gift. First of all, the unlucky student needs to get the fuck out of there. Get out of here. Chance you parting gift, +1 stat. Now that balances Return to the Force, I'll get her to go as well. Got Perception. 1 ally? Are you serious? Fuck. I'll do 1 more. Oh no. I think when you get a dude, aw man. Oh, it's... no. I'll visit it 1 more time. No! Are you serious? I fucked my run up. I'm so dumb. I didn't realize there's a limit to them. I guess I'll light the candles, get some XP. You feel a bout of nausea coming when the teenager repeats the story to you with all its gory details. Apparently a child was born a few days ago at the local hospital, killing its mother in the process. A series of strange events have then begun, culminating in the death of 2 nurses. They were bitten by something and their blood was drained. I have a feeling we're going to be visiting the hospital a lot. Oh, it's already on the hospital? Shit. Okay. Boom. Got Corruption. I didn't either. I wonder if they nerfed the schoolyard. It's possible. Or I could have just fucked it up. I got a Broken Bone. That's not good. -1 strength and dex. Probably want to get rid of that, so I'm going to visit the hospital. Get out of here. Broken Bone. Badly bruised. That's acceptable. Asking around the place, you learn that the room where the newborn was kept under observation is the 4th floor. 4th floor? Did you hear that right? There's no 4th floor on the elevator's control panel. You'll have to use the stairs. Boom, -2 reason. Reach the 4th floor only to find the door leading to the newborn's room locked. You spot a small office nearby. Maybe the nurse inside could be persuaded to unlock the door. You freeze. There's a fresh corpse of a nurse slumped on the wall. Flee or check the corpse? I guess I'll check the corpse. -3 reason. That's a little bit sucky. You run downstairs and alert the personnel about what has happened. After the police have arrived, the chief investigator asks you to come to a police station within an hour. Don't worry, we just need to ask you a few questions about this mess. Somehow, the police don't even consider you a suspect in this gruesome murder. Detective Tanaka will be with you shortly. A young policeman takes you to the waiting area. Please wait here, alright? Perception check failure, +2% doom. You wait for several minutes before the detective arrives. He questions you for about half an hour and it feels like a complete waste of your time. Deep inside, you think it is the hospital that has answers to all his questions. After leaving the police station, you make your way to the hospital thinking, maybe there's another way inside the locked room on the 4th floor. You walk through the door labeled Authorized Personnel Only and look around the corridor. Nobody's here. With a little bit of luck, you should be able to reach the 4th floor without the staff finding you. Boom. -2 stamina. You end up where you were last time, in the small office where you found the nurse's corpse. This time, you manage to find the keys to the rooms on this floor. You grab them and make your way to the nursery. After unlocking the room, you gently open the door. You enter the room and look inside the crib. The newborn is staring at you, not with eyes, but with 2 grape-sized black holes. It grins, showing you its fleshy, toothless mouth. I feasted well. It speaks in a coarse voice that makes you shiver. You're lucky that I'm full. I think I'll spare you. Suddenly you realize that this grotesque being is rapidly deforming. No, not deforming. It's regressing in an earlier stage of development. Its hands are shrinking, its body growing smaller and less defined. Only the large head and those black eyes remain constant. I will be back for you, though. You smell so tasty. Suddenly, the shriveled body exposed with a disgustingly wet pop, spraying the inside of the crib with a combination of dark blood and brown pus. Error? Video is not receiving enough video. What the hell? Okay, the connection looks like it's stabilized. No, it's not stable. Okay, that's a little awkward. You recoil in disgust when the sickening smell of rotting fruit hits your nostrils. Shaken, you hastily leave the room and sneak out of the hospital, making sure to avoid the staff, as you don't think that anyone would believe a story about a talking, flesh-eating newborn that exploded into a gory mess. Returning home, you can't help but remember the child's last words, especially about the fact that it finds you tasty. Cut off from the outside world. It was from your end cursing my bad internet. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. It's very awkward. I imagine it should be possible just to let it buffer for a bit, and it'll be fine, hopefully. We're on our last mystery anyways. And by last mystery, I mean the lighthouse. So, Charisma Girl, Takashi, second enemy, Dex, Strength, second mystery. Got it. Okay, don't think we need to rest, because we can only lose 9 stamina and 6 reason. I'll start the climbing. I reason with the girl, plus 10 XP. Fantastic. Okay, I can level up my dex in time too, so I might as well. Or maybe I should level my knowledge. It's Takashi, he's doing 4 doom damage. We can do 12 damage to him. 26 minus 12 is 14. Is this blunt? It is blunt. Okay, we'll be able to handcuff him, because he should be weak. Boom. Get roasted, Takashi. Alright, the second enemy was Brainiac. Thank you for the reminder, El Yanli. Find a switch. With ease, high dexterity for the win. Disconnect the faulty plug. Also fantastic. Second enemy, I think it's the Orphan. Plus an XP, thank you for reminder, El Yanli. The dark clouds swirl around the lighthouse. Did you arrive too late? Get that statue out of here. The dark clouds, the unnatural fog slowly lifts and you're relieved. Collapse on the floor. The next day, everything feels like a bad dream. You manage to stop the ritual awakening the eldritch old god, but what's done is done. It will stir in its slumber again and again until the stars are right again. Congratulations, you are safe for now. Fantastic. That one was a little bit closer. I think I'll end the stream here, so I'll just give my final thoughts. I'm very glad I downloaded this mod pack. It is a very good mod pack. All the mysteries feel like they fit in pretty much perfectly with the like thematics of World of Horror. And I very much enjoyed them all. Also just like a ton of new content, which is cool. Initially I was hesitant about like keeping it in future episodes, but I think I will. I like them. I think they are very slightly easier than the base game, because each of the runs we weren't all that close to the Doom threshold. But I'm not complaining necessarily. I like the art, I like the themes, I like the ideas. Overall, 10 out of 10 mod. Very good. So yeah. In any case, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video if you're watching the VOD, or the stream if you're watching the stream. Extra thanks to everyone who showed up, said hello, or alert. Thank you very much. I hope to see you next time, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to test the mysteries in my own time. Thanks for recommendation. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye! Yeah, I hope you also have a good day. You're welcome for the stream. Thank you for watching. Boom.